Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mora here, and today we're gonna talk about the open beta. I wanted to talk with you guys about my impressions on it. This was my third time playing Street Fighter 6, but I do know that for a lot of you this is probably the first time you managed to play it online against other people. The game is really fun. Let's just start off by saying this, and that for a beta the level of play is ridiculous. People are going ham on this one. This is the most I have played of an open beta. For the previous ones I was more focusing on like the content creation, but this time is the ones that I actually got to play. And even though like I played like 2 hours every day, but I saw others who have like 40-50 hours in like a 3 days beta, which is amazing. And obviously you got people who are crackers, so we got to see really high level gameplay. I'm talking top level gameplay, and I must say it's amazing. Like high level gameplay in Street Fighter 6 looks almost magical. The stuff they are doing looks almost impossible for us mortals, and I think that is really cool. I love that at least for now the skill ceiling for Street Fighter 6 is very high. Now let's talk gameplay, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, like I said, have experienced this game for the first time online. So what are your thoughts on Drive Impact? I'm sure a lot of you are probably frustrated by it. It is kind of like the center of the game, but I must say right now that I had more time with the game, I've been finding myself being able to react to it much more consistently. Obviously part of this comes down to just playing more, so I'm more aware of when people may use it, and just through reacting to it becomes easier. But one thing that did help me tremendously was setting up a button for Drive Impact. I play on a PS5 pad since this is the version I play the most of, and I set the L1 button to Drive Impact. Previously I used to do heavy punch plus heavy kick, but I found just setting a specific button to it helped me react way more. So this is something that I will highly recommend that you do so as well, because trust me, it will make your life easier. Now let's talk about drive reversal, because this is something that I still haven't found anyone using. Like I remember maybe I had one guy do a drive reversal against me through like 3 days of gameplay, which is kind of crazy. It is something that I still need to lab. Unfortunately, in the current situation with the beta, the training mode is really limiting because I can't choose the dummy character, and I really wanted to practice against others like say Ken or Kimberly who got like really specific setups, but it is hard to practice these. I don't know how. If someone knows how you could do that, I would highly appreciate it, but obviously we get the game in a couple of days anyways, so it is what it is. Now let's talk about Drive Rush, because this is the other central mechanic that a lot of people are using, and in general how you get to spend your drive gauge. Drive Rush seems to be really powerful right now. A lot of people are using it, although if you're not careful you can just completely burn out your drive, and burnout is the worst. It really is the worst. You get to hold so much on defense. The chip damage on supers are crazy, but yeah, you wanna avoid burnout at all costs. But the thing about Drive Rush that kinda bugs me, and I know maybe some people may agree on me with this one, or maybe you don't. Obviously with Drive Rush you can do the rush and then go for an overhead or a low, right? Now the thing about this is when you block correctly, even if you block an overhead, the attacker will be at a +2 advantage. I tried this out with Chun, I tried it out with Luke, so I can't speak for all characters, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, Chun and Luke, I drive rush, I do an overhead, even if you happen to block, I'm still plus, you still got to hold it, and obviously there are positive with drive rush lows as well, so I feel like the 50-50 is a bit too strong here. Maybe if you happen to block the overhead, you lose your turn, or maybe Capcom is thinking that, well, there is a drive parry, so maybe the overhead is easier to parry, or maybe the opponent can just wake up with a drive impact, and if you do the drive rush into an overhead, that is more susceptible to getting hit by the impact. I'm not really sure, but it's something I'm kinda iffy about. Now another thing that I'm a little bit iffy about, I don't know how to feel about it yet, and it's a huge deal right now, and that is throw loops, because throw loops are back in Street Fighter 6 and they are in full effect. A ton of characters have throw loops in this game. Mid-screen and in the corner, they can dash up and throw you even if you walk up buttons, and they are very powerful at the moment, because if you got shimmied or even if you got hit by a meaty, the situation will most likely loop itself. Obviously, Street Fighter V had throw loops and they took them out of the game, so I'm kinda surprised that Capcom is putting throw loops back in again. Obviously, this could be just for the beta build, and when the final build comes around, we won't have throw loops anymore, but for the time being, they're in. Like I said, I don't know how to feel about them. I say let them rock and see if they are too bad, and then we can take them out. You can obviously backdash, and that's an answer, and there are a lot of defensive options this time around with drive impact and such, so I don't want offense to feel very weak, and throw loops are unfortunately one part of buffing offense, despite of it being like not my favorite. I'm gonna be completely honest, I would rather have blast frames over throw loops, but you know, we will see how it goes. We will see how if it even sticks in the final build. Now obviously when it comes to characters, I think everyone can agree that Guile, Kim and Jury seems like the strongest. Kim obviously is a point of contention because she's a knowledge check character, and most people, at least me personally, I don't know how to use training mode. Like, how can I select a dummy character? Is it even possible to have a dummy that is not Luke? I would love if you guys could tell me, but yeah, it's hard to choose the dummy. I didn't know how to do it, and I couldn't really practice against Kimberly. Like, I don't know her setups, I don't really know how to practice against her, so she pretty much gets to steamroll you. Will she stay strong once the final build is out? Are they even gonna change her? Will her sweep still be safe? Who knows? But right now she did seem to be pretty good. Guile is just a character that completely controls the neutral, and Jury uses the system mechanics so well, and her drive rush and movement in general is so fast that is really good. Another thing about Juries that I've noticed is in Street Fighter 6 it seems like crosscut DBs are much harder. That is because the walk speeds are kinda slow and jumps are floaty, so it's hard to really crosscut DB, but Jury, because of her walk speed, she's able to crosscut DB much better than others, and that is something that gives her a good edge in Street Fighter 6, at least right now. Just something that I wanted to share with you guys. Now finally I wanted to talk about some of my technical issues, because again I don't know why I'm cursed with technical issues with Street Fighter 6, but here we go. I had the craziest thing with this build, and it is that I was not able to play crossplay whatsoever. I have a PC and I have a PlayStation 5. I was able to play versus other PlayStation users on PS5. I was able to battle PC users on PC, but never crossplay. Regardless of what I do, regardless of the connection, it just didn't work. And it is something that I hope Capcom will take a look at. I saw a Reddit post mentioning this as well. A couple of users have this issue, but it doesn't seem to be very widespread. But I will say at least in Egypt, a lot of you, like everyone I know in Egypt, can't play crossplay. And I'm really not sure like what is causing this, but I hope it's something that will be addressed or at least will be fixed in the final build. Here is to hoping. Obviously this is the last time that we're gonna play Street Fighter 6 online before launch, and the launch version could be completely different. I expect to see a lot of changes when it comes around, and I really can't wait to try out all of the other characters. I would love to hear your thoughts about the open beta, your experiences with it, and how you find yourself enjoying the game, or maybe you don't. I would love to hear all of that in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.
Chun-Li wins!